Honestly, drilling holes is boring, but you can always
Microjig, maker of the gripper. Work safer, work smarter.
A drill press is a real handy tool to have in the shop. Unfortunately, most of them aren't designed for woodworking. You get this small round table that doesn't offer any support for long boards, and it's difficult to set up for drilling repeated holes. This table is easy to make and solves those problems. It's got a quick adjust fence that's easy to lock in place, and an adjustable stop block so I don't have to clamp boards to the fence any longer. I'm going to start by cutting out 2 strips for the fence. I'm cutting a shallow groove near the end of each board. Now I can glue these 2 pieces together with the slots facing each other. With that dry, I can cut a shallow groove along the length of one side for the stop block to slide in. I'll glue this thin piece of plywood to the face. I want to try to avoid getting any glue inside that groove. Now I can square up the fence. I've raised my blade up just high enough to cut through this thin layer of plywood to complete the T-track. If you go to the hardware store and try to find these T-bolts in the nuts and bolts department, you may have a hard time. You have to go to the plumbing department, and these are called toilet bolts, and they work perfectly. The stop block is just a simple square. I couldn't find any short toilet bolts, so I'll have to cut this one down. I've got a couple of pieces of scrap hardwood. This is oak that I'll glue together for the clamping mechanisms. You could probably use plywood for this too, but I like the extra strength of the oak. I'll shape this into the 2 fence clamps. These clamping blocks should clamp a little tighter if I cut a shallow angle on the gripping end. I need to drill a shallow, wider hole on the underside. I'll use epoxy to glue the heads of these bolts into those holes. The table itself is just a board. I'm easing over the edges so they're not so sharp. I'll screw the top in place using lag screws. I need to be careful how I position this table. If I put it all the way to the post, there won't be enough room to crank this handle. Applying some paste wax will help the fence slide a little easier and provide some protection for the top. These clamp blocks will slide into that hole. I'll add a washer and attach it with one of these star knobs. Most hardware stores sell these, or you can buy them online. Positioning the fence is easy. I just put it wherever I need it and tighten it down. Whenever I need to use the stop block, I can just slide it into place and lock it down. Sometimes when you're drilling a lot of holes and using a stop block, sawdust can collect in this corner, preventing the wood from accurately butting up against the side of the stop block. So what I've done is on 2 of these corners, I've added this little chamfer, a beveled edge there to prevent the sawdust from collecting in that corner. So let's say I've got these 4 blocks that I want to drill a hole into in the exact same position on each one. That's when I would use the stop block. Using a scrap piece of wood for a backer board will help prevent the back sides of these holes from splintering out. Of course, eventually I'll just drill a permanent hole through the table anyway. Hey everybody, I want to take just a moment to welcome graphicstock.com to Woodworking for Mere Mortals. If you run a blog or YouTube channel or even make DIY projects to sell at craft shows, you know how stupidly expensive stock images can be, especially for commercial use. Maybe you need to illustrate a point on your food or automotive blog, or maybe you just like clickbait. Hey, put those pictures in a frame you made and watch sales skyrocket. Here's where Graphic Stock is different. It's a membership service with over 350,000 graphics, photos, vectors, and images. And you pay only 1 annual flat fee and get unlimited downloads to use however you like. You'll never have any copyright claims, and you certainly won't get sued. I want you to try out Graphic Stock free for 7 days and get access to the largest unlimited download library of images on the internet. Go to graphicstock.com/YouTube or click on the link down in the description to start downloading. Thank you for joining me this week on Woodworking for Mere Mortals. I hope you enjoyed this shop project. I think a drill press table is a must-have accessory. If this is your first time here, welcome to Woodworking for Mere Mortals. I post new woodworking videos every Friday on this channel, and I'd love to have you subscribe. Also, please, everybody, take a moment to click on the notification bell icon down below so that you'll get notifications every time I post a video. I think some of the videos aren't showing up in the feed every week, and I want to make sure you're not missing anything. If you'd like to see more shop projects, please click on this playlist over here. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to my second channel, Home and Garden for Mere Mortals. We're growing like crazy and we'd love to have you on board. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next week.